Mike McCool here in the Royal Examiner studio, and with me today is Allison Ross. Allison is running for Warren County Treasurer in the November election. So Allison, like the question I ask everybody, why do you want to do this?
As many know, Jamie is not running for re-election.
Right.
I believe that I have a responsibility and a commitment to the office.
Right. Now you're the deputy treasurer now.
I am Chief Deputy Treasurer.
Oh, okay, so there's multiple deputy treasurers and you're the chief, huh? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So you're like second in command, is that what it is?
I'm second in command.
Okay.
I work the closest with the treasurer.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about what the treasurer does in Warren County, because that's one of those positions that people really don't even know what they do other than collect the money.
Besides collecting the money, the treasurer accounts for everything that goes out and goes in. The treasurer also, we bill based off of the commissioner's records.
Right. So like the commissioner creates the bill and the treasurer collects the money, and you also write all the checks and things for the county too, don't you?
Yes.
So I know whenever the county owes me money, I got to wait for it to go to the treasurer's office. Is that right?
That's right.
All right. So what all kind of things? We talked about this before. I think, like I said, people don't know what the treasurer does, and you say, "Well, what's your platform? What are you going to do?" Who really governs what the treasurer does?
It would be the state. It would also be the county adapts codes. Mm-hmm. So it's not just the state, but we have to follow the county codes as well.
Yeah, yeah. So it's things really, you don't have much control over what gets done, do you?
We do not.
No.
We do not, unfortunately.
Yeah. So what's a typical day for you at the treasurer's office?
A typical day for me is I balance the bank statements. I deposit the funds that we take in. So all of the checks that come in, I deposit them into the scanner, mm-hmm. and that goes directly to the bank. I go to the bank and drop off funds, and I also go to the post office and pick up the mail. And we also...
I'm trying to think about all the things you got to do. There's a long list. How many people work in the treasurer's office? I was just curious.
We have 6, including myself and the treasurer right mm-hmm. now, but we are hiring. We are looking for a Deputy 1 position. Okay. It's something we don't really deal with the treasurer, but once or twice a year sometimes, and some of us never deal with the treasurer, Right.
We just do it by mail and there it goes.
Or online.
I mean, yes. Things are changing. What are some of the things that you've worked on in the past to for future things? Are you doing more web stuff, more internet stuff, more online things? I guess that's where everybody's moving to.
Yes. Jamie has... she was able to get the e-check option,
right.
which that was really big to people. So they did not have a fee associated with that, whereas when you pay by credit card, you do have a fee.
Right.
We are looking into e-billing. A lot of people mm-hmm. have reached out to us and said that is something they would like. So we're still trying to figure that one out.
Right.
We were trying to get it done this past billing, but it didn't quite work out.
Yeah, sometimes these great ideas still have to be rubber stamped by the state and make sure you comply with their policies. And I can remember
yes.
the state codes was, I guess the treasurer is the same as the commissioner. If these reports aren't done on time, you don't get paid. Is
right.
the treasurer the same way?
Yes. Yes.
I don't think people realize that. You're thinking, well, they're going to get their paycheck, but you don't do your job. You're not going to get paid.
Right. That's exactly right.
Yeah, I always thought that was, maybe we should do more of that,
Yes, I think so.
So tell us something else about, your things that you've done how long have you worked there?
I have worked there over 13 years.
Okay. That's a long time.
Yes, it is. I've been in every position in the treasurer's office.
Okay. Well, so there's a lot of little nuances, I'm sure you can't even think of all of them, that you have to do everywhere and still governed by the state and the county. And
yes.
What's the one thing you hate about the treasurer's office? I'm just curious.
I think the one thing is during tax time with how busy we get, and a lot of times we do not take a lunch break.
Right.
And we are there even after hours, and it's it's a lot of work and very
that
exhausting.
Tax period stretches over a couple-week period.
It does.
And I think something I always thought was interesting, I think when I talked to Allison before we started about when Mr. Smedley was down there, and we talked about, taxes. We used to pay our taxes once a year, and it went to twice a year, but we can pay our taxes anytime, can't we?
Yes.
So we can go down there daily, monthly, weekly, or whatever you want to do.
You sure can.
Yeah, and that's kind of a neat thing. I think we should promote that a little more instead of waiting till the end of the year to come up with all the money. When you get a little extra, just go down and put it on the account. Is that how it works?
Yes. We call it a prepay.
Okay.
We want to prepay, and we can pay it to a personal property account, a real estate account. We just don't accept it by credit card because our system doesn't.
Yeah.
It gets a little funky if there's nothing due trying to apply that to it. It
we
it
have
doesn't
that problem
like it.
too. It says, "Where do you want? How come? What are you going to do with all this money?"
Yeah.
Well, just hang on to it. That's
right.
That's the thing too. I always find that really interesting. That we could probably promote. We have a little better cash flow if we could just collect the money sooner.
Yes.
Well, Allison, I want you to come back as it gets a little closer to the election, and we'll just to kind of feel it out and just see how you get your campaign legs going. Because I noticed, do you have any events planned coming up where people can meet? And you were at the fair?
I was at the fair. I'm planning on doing a meet and greet. I have nothing scheduled yet, but I'll be advertising that when I do.
Right. We've seen your signs all over town.
Yes, that's great. They look wonderful.
And your magnets on your car,
Yes.
So people will start to recognize you, and I think it's good. And they'll say, "What is a treasurer? Who? We have a treasurer?" So
yes.
I think it's one of those positions that we need, and no one knows anything about it. So I appreciate you stepping forward and wanting to do that. And Jamie's done a great job this last 8 years.
Really
I think she's done it. She was the chief deputy before she started off, and she ran into that position.
She was in every position as well.
Yeah, I think it's important to move up like that to kind of get an idea. Whatever, it makes it easier to manage people, doesn't it? I mean,
it really does, and you see firsthand how experience is key to the success of the county.
Sure.
It's really something that I think the citizens deserve, and the county itself. They really need somebody that knows what
in every job.
Yes, every job. You're exactly right. I mean, no one's going to hire somebody that's in a completely different field to do,
right.
Especially handling money. I mean, that's
that's something important too. And I think our treasurer over the years have been pretty upright. We haven't had any scandals in the treasurer's office.
No.
Well, we appreciate that, Allison. People like you stepping forward and taking on these positions. It's a lot of work, and we appreciate that. And we want you to come back before the election and do a little follow-up and let us know what you've been up to and see how some of these meet and greets go. And want to remind people that early voting starts September 22nd, and the election is November 7th. And so if you're not registered to vote, please do so because you got time. But don't wait till the last minute, and be sure you get out there and vote because every vote does count.
Yes.
All right? Appreciate it, Allison. Thanks so much.
Thank you.